Let's look at some players for best fit options if they don't stay with their original teams here. Starting with his running mate there in the back there, Kareem Hunt made a trade request, did not get the contract extension he wanted back in June. At this point, he was a hold-in option. But what is his best fit if he is moving on from Cleveland?
So he's in the last year of a 2-year, $12 million deal, and you can't have two running backs on the roster who make a lot of money. Nick Chubb is the other one, of course. This isn't 1993 where you pay your running back, so he's going to have to go somewhere else. And two landing spots I like, both in the AFC West. Kansas City, they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Jerick McKinnon's the depth behind him. You feel like someone like Kareem Hunt could return home. He was drafted by the Chiefs initially when John Dorsey was the GM and helped that team immediately in a post-Tyreek Hill world. And then another team in that division, the Chargers. The Chargers, of course, have Austin Eckler, and Austin Eckler is extremely explosive both as a runner and a pass catcher. They drafted Isaiah Spiller out of Texas A&M, but again, Kareem Hunt provides that depth, that experience, and that playmaking ability to allow Eckler to take those plays off. And while Isaiah Spiller, as a rookie, sort of gets comfortable in playing and play out in the NFL. So those are two landing spots, both in the AFC West, both winners. I would imagine when these guys want to get traded, they don't want to go to the worst team in football. So both with opportunities to win Super Bowls.
All right, of course, that two-headed monster there when it comes to Cleveland with them back in that backfield behind Deshaun Watson this season, something they wanted to see. Out of Chicago, Roquan Smith, look, he made it official on the iPhone notes, sending a message that he wants to trade out of Chicago. This is a little different. He's 25. You can argue maybe one of the top 5 linebackers in the league, but what's his best fit if he's no longer with the Bears?
Yeah, I talked about this yesterday. Roquan Smith did a fantastic job with those iPhone notes, Brandon. He was very well spoken. He made his point, and he made it clear that he wasn't happy with what the Bears were offering. It sounded like the Bears lowballed him. Maybe the Bears want to move on. That's their prerogative, but Roquan Smith wants best for him, and that's certainly understandable. So two landing spots. Again, going to winners. We're not talking about losers here, Brandon. First up, the Ravens. The Ravens wanted Bobby Wagner this offseason. He ended up going to the Rams. They have Patrick Queen, but imagine Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen in the middle of that defense in Baltimore. He feels like a Ravens fit there, and that's something to keep an eye on there. And then finally, the Cowboys. The Cowboys signed Leighton Vander Esch to that 1-year deal. They just signed Anthony Barr off the street. They have Micah Parsons, you might say, but Micah Parsons is so incredibly dangerous anywhere you line him up, maybe even outside. So I love the idea of Roquan Smith coming into the middle of that defense and wreaking havoc as well. So they're two landing spots, two teams that are in the running to win their division and then make those deep playoff runs once they get there.
If you're looking for a receiver who's a free agent that has a ring, Odell Beckham Jr., what about his best fit if it's not there with the Rams?
Well, let's stay with the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys have a ton of issues at the wide receiver position. Jerry Jones has said as recently as a few days ago that they're not looking outside the organization to get one of those wide receivers. Amari Cooper's now in Cleveland. Cedric Wilson is gone. Michael Gallup's recovering from the ACL. James Washington, who they signed from Pittsburgh, is going to be out 6 to 10 weeks with the foot injury. So they have CeeDee Lamb, and, well, that's about it. They got Jalen Tolbert, who they drafted out of South Alabama, having a really good camp. And then you have a bunch of veterans who don't have a lot of playing time. So I think Odell Beckham might make some sense there. You have to understand he also tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, so he will not be ready at the start of the season. You probably have to wait till October, maybe even November, but something to keep in mind there. The Ravens, a team we just talked about, could also use wide receiver help. Yes, they have Rashad Bateman, who is balling out in year 2 during training camp, but then it's James Prochet and Devin Duvernay, guys who have been good but not great and haven't played a ton of snaps. Someone like Odell Beckham comes in the middle of the season, can offer some help there as well. And finally, the Rams. Why not send him back to L.A. where he won that Super Bowl? He and Sean McVay have a good relationship. They signed Allen Robinson in the offseason. You still have Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson, but Odell Beckham knows the offense, and he would fit right in, gets along with the teammates and the coaching staff. Again, those are 3 teams, all winners, that have an opportunity to sign someone like Odell Beckham should they need him.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.